Welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase, level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we're going to look at Chainlink. We're going to start off on the short time frame so you can know what to watch for the rest of today, and the targets to the high, to the low, looking at bullish and bearish, and everything in between. So let's get right to it. So right here on the 4-hour chart, right, we're in this consolidation box, and just after our initial move, our breakout from October, our initial high right here back at 1650, and for a month now, right, this is about a month old, right, this is, we've just been going trapped in this box with two exceptions, right? You can see a kind of a breakout here and a breakdown here. Those are like kind of deviations or fake outs. And if if you struggle reading which way the trend is, try to invert the chart. So if you flip it and you still can't really discern which way you're going, then you're likely consolidating. So that's what we're doing. We're in the sideways consolidation zone, and until we start to close back outside to the low or downside, to the low or high side, that's the direction. We're the odds are we're going to stay within this. If we break out, the first way we go is likely the direction this will continue. So let's watch for that. I'm leaning a little bit more bearish here on this short time frame because we're beneath all these moving averages. We're battling the 200. You can see we haven't done that in a while. And by a while, I mean since our breakout really of the single digits. So battling the 200, right? That's your kind of your bigger moving average on any chart you're looking at. If you're doing that, right, that's really the bears battling bigger than they have before. And that's evident on this chart, right? This was the 100 right here, this blue line. And we did that multiple times, but we never even got close to this 200. So looking at that, right, that is a little bit more evidence for the bears on this case. So if we come back down like this low box around $13, we're looking for, to maintain this low. Obviously, that's $12.97, that low close. But if we start to press this again, right, knock on the door long enough, and soon enough, the devil going to answer you, right? So we don't want to be messing around with this. We need to hold, if we close below this 200, that's even more of a bearish sign. So on the short term, right, where we're looking, we covered yesterday in our Chainlink videos prior to that, our low side targets on the bigger scales. So check those out if you haven't seen that already. We have plenty of zones below us and ladders to kind of step down, and that's just fine, right? Healthy corrections are part of a bull cycle, no matter how bullish you are. So altcoins, depending on what Bitcoin does, right, could bounce here, could, right, take a little bit of a tumble, and that's still well welcomed. You want to maintain your health and kind of refuel at those bigger moving averages on the daily, the weekly, as we progress up. So for the short term, this is what you're watching for Chainlink. Are we going to close below this 200 at 1450? If you see prices under 1450, the odds are just shifting up in your favor of bearishness, right? And maybe that's not in your favor, but on the side of bearishness. And to get a little brief snapshot, use the Gaussian channel. Gaussian channel will tell you exactly where you are in a blink of an eye without even looking at anything else. So if you're underneath the channel, you're by definition a little bit more bearish. If it's green, right, that's means you've probably been in an uptrend. But last time we fell down underneath the channel and we recovered quite quickly. But look at where we found resistance right at the top of the Gaussian channel as it turned red, right? So that is usually a sign of more consolidation, right? At the best case. In this case, the last time we did it, that was, for Chainlink, we came back up and broke out new 2023 highs. Now we're back underneath the channel very quickly, right? With that move down a couple days ago. Going into the weekly close, and now we're battling 200 underneath the Gaussian. So even if we rally here, you're looking at the top of this consolidation box, right, of the 1650 area, and the top of the Gaussian channel on the 4-hour. So that's kind of a double net, kind of probably containing us for a little bit longer. If somehow Chainlink wants to break through that, then that is a big move by the bulls and not to be taken lightly, and likely higher targets, that $18, $19 zone we've been talking about, $20 area maybe on the cards if we do that. So note to the upside, that's where we're looking for a close above 1650. To the downside, if we start to close under 1450, that leads to a little bit more bearishness, okay? And we're underneath the Gaussian channel. So all these things in context can really do wonders for you, right? So you want to not use one indicator or one thing. You want all your indicators and your charts to tell a story and paint a picture for you. So now let's zoom out really to the big picture and see what all the panic and fuss is about. And it's nothing, right? Zoom out enough and the world is often at peace, right? It's only when you're in the day-to-day chaos. So if you're ever panicking on prices falling, just zoom out. I mean, Link's down a whopping 0.05% today. So we haven't even tested the EMA 8 yet, right? That's when you test the EMA 8, you're simply refueling. So this should be well welcomed. You don't want to stay away from your EMA 8 that long. Otherwise, it becomes a little bit more unhealthy. So pressing outside the Bollinger Bands, right now, we're just back in, right? Big move up, consolidation, that's likely. That's the likely scenario. After a big move, it's just consolidation. That's all you're doing. So until we start to close under the weekly EMA 8, you're macro bullish, right? $14 until we close a weekly candle under 14, you're macro bullish. Macro, weekly, monthly, the months ahead, macro bullish. Short term, right, doesn't look so great, but that's fine. The short term might just need to retest this all the way down at $14. Oh my gosh, right? Don't panic, right? Let's take a brief look at the monthly. We haven't done this lately. So this is where we start to get a little bit ahead of ourselves here, right? We've closed last month in November outside the monthly Bollinger Bands. And this month, we're trying to do that again. And, in the strongest bull trends, you can do that. But how many green candles do you see outside of the monthly Bollinger Bands on a consecutive back-to-back basis? It's not a whole lot right here. And, that was an explosive move outside of consolidation, right? Our big move up, right? Our initial move to 20 back in 2019, consolidation for months. And then our move out of that was explosive again. But we're not there yet, right? This is just our initial move up. We might need a couple of months of consolidation. Where could our lowest price be on the monthly chart? Well, we're looking at the EMA 8 on the monthly. So that's just south of $11. You want to also be watching your 21-month EMA as currently about $10.50. So if we move down and consolidate for a couple of months, maybe the whole market moves sideways for a couple of months. Chainlink still macro bullish above $11. So don't panic, right? Those will be the pieces to kind of reload, right? Look at all the tags on the monthly EMA 8. Even as bullish as Chainlink was in 2018, 2019, 2020, look how many times we tapped the EMA 8 on the monthly. I mean, it's like almost all months, right? All months, no matter how bullish we got. So keep that in mind. It's okay, right? The macro scale says we are in for an explosive move in the not so distant future. Now, that could be March, April, May, June, and we could be stuck down in, under our, $17 area for a couple of months. That's okay in the macro scale. We want to maintain our health. So something loosely fit to this Picasso line would be a-okay, right? This is what we're looking for. Just a move out 5 to 17 is okay. Consolidate for a month or two. Tap on your major moving averages. Work our way back up, bounce, and then we can talk about our next targets, right? And the next target on the monthly is none other than Mr. 30, right? Big 30. Beyond that, it's 40, right? 30 to 40. Here's our next target zone. Once we consolidate, move back up again, once we start to break out of $20 area, right? That's really our first step right there, right? If we can get above this, then 30, we should come rather quickly, right? We should be in alt season, right? The first true alt season, we haven't seen one in a hell of a long time. Chainlink should be ripe and primed to explode because alt season is probably coming quarter one, quarter two, probably leaning towards quarter two of 2024. And if it's alt season and Chainlink is at $20 and clearing it, I mean, here's our zone, right? It's 30 to 40. And I would say right soon, right? Quickly. So explosive move. Yeah, sure. We've seen that a little bit. I would expect copy pasta of this at the next move. Alt season, right? 5 to 15. How about 20 to 40? Of course, right? All right. So that's what we're looking at, macro scale and short-term 4-hour scale. So we did way zoomed in with your binoculars, and then we zoomed way out. Sorry, I'll never do that again. All right, that's my story. A little bit different, short term, long term. Let me know what your thoughts or not. Quote of the day: order and simplification are the first steps toward the mastery of a subject. How profound. Car of the day. Any guesses? Yes, it's Ferrari again. Took this at a car show a couple of years ago. But this is a special Ferrari. This is a very expensive Ferrari. It's probably one of the more expensive cars at this whole show. Like over $1 million, right? I would guess, I think even multiple millions. And this guy's just having people walk around. But watch this. This might surprise you. I think it's back this way. Look at the license plate. Now you recognize the car? It's the Bueller Ferrari, right? Bueller. All right. That's it. Look at all these old gents just checking it out. Don't get too close, lady. Get your black dress and those tattoos out of here. All right. I'll see you on the next one.